what is the meaning of Christmas? What do children think about Christmas? What do adults think about Christmas? And I just started saying, hey, if we're trying to find the real meaning, and I was talking to a demographic, what does Christmas mean to you, and how do you find that again? And that's kind of what the story's about.
It's a tale about a brother and sister that happened not so long ago in a place not so far away.
If every single man, woman, and child from 5 years old to 105 looked into a snow globe as that snow was settling, then that'd be pretty interesting to see what they were thinking. If you said, what are you thinking right now? And a kid's going to say something different, a father's going to say something different, a wife. And I basically just kind of wrote a storyline through that.
The writing, first of all, takes a bit of time, because you got to make sure you put together a cohesive show that can last, the length of time that you want it to last. And so that's the first part. And you may think you have it as a writer, but you gotta watch it, and see how it goes. And then once you do that, then you have to cast it if you're a director, and casting is, 80 to 90% of the work.
We had over 1,200 people turn out for 26 spots, which, what does that tell you? You're going to get the best of the best. And we reached as far as London, England, where we found Ryan Stillwell, who was a finalist on Britain's Got Talent, and he's brilliantly funny. He's actually worked for me in, I think, 3 or 4 countries. He was available, so he was my first anchor to hire, because such a big star in Europe, and just a talented, funny guy.
I met Jeb in Saudi Arabia, of all places. And when I met him, he was just how he is now. He's loving, caring. He can take you and he can get the best out of you without you even knowing that you're capable of doing it.
You get a good cast, you're going to have a good show, and that's the tough part. And then you have to rehearse it, and you got to make sure that you have all the music done and all the choreography done.
I wish people could watch the show behind the curtain, because what happens to choreography backstage, what we have to do for drops coming in and out from LED content, costume changes, and then all that while bringing a seamless show together in front of the curtain for the audience, that's the real challenge. And then it's really kind of neat. Back in March, April, May, when I'm kind of envisioning the show and I'm creating the show in my head, I'm nothing without a great lighting designer, a great scenic designer, a great costume designer, and ultimately, very importantly, and most importantly, really is the choreographer.
Jeb called me in July, offered me the job, and so we've been, working on the show since then. Very musical theater, so of course there's some ballet in the show, there's jazz, there's tap, of course. It's been fun. I love creating a new show from scratch, something that hasn't been done before. So both of us have been very excited when we've seen the numbers come to life.
To watch them tap dance the way that they're doing in the show, and they're dancing, and they picked it up so quick, is really amazing. And it's been great to have our musical director, Digger, who's a great job, and Dwayne, our choreographer. Holy mackerel, what an incredible job. He makes this whole cast look fantastic.
So the talent for the show is, all of them are amazing. A couple of them I've worked with before in the past on other shows, and a lot of the new singers and dancers that I haven't worked with, they're very professional, they work great, they work really hard, they're very talented. You can throw anything at them and they'll deliver.
There's something about the personality of each person that's very, very important when you're putting a cast together. So that you have a team of people that work well together, and that's a gift, and not every director has that. But I think Jeb definitely has that. He has an eye for talent, and they look beautiful.
It usually doesn't take me too long to learn material. It really depends on what it is, but it took us about a week to learn everything, maybe 2 weeks, but it was pretty easy because everybody on the team is so supportive.
Physically, as a dancer, performing multiple times a day, especially doing the Blue Santa number, because I'm one of the Dancing Santas in Cool Jack Frost, it's a lot. It's probably the most dance-heavy, cardio-heavy show I've ever done, and we're also singing at the same time.
I found the call online, and I submitted my dance reel and my singing reel on a whim, and they took a chance and cast me, and it is the best thing that I've ever had.
I was able to kind of just add on who I was. Like once like you learn everything, you are able to just invoke your own personality with it. So as soon as we kind of learned it, I was like, okay, the tap I was most nervous about, and that thankfully kind of came on pretty quickly.
So working at the Beau is always a great thing. And the Beau is so gracious to let the cast and crew and myself stay here. So we actually get to work on the stage. And for those who are not in the business, that's just, I mean, just an amazing blessing, because you actually get to stage everything in the venue which you're performing. So creatively, it gives us a canvas to paint on, and you actually we're painting on the canvas that you're going to give to the guests. So that's a lot better situation than being in some dance studio somewhere. And then secondly, I mean, the Beau Rivage is just so great, from the food they feed us, the rooms we get, the crew that they support us with, and the wardrobe. From A to Z, it just makes the process that much smoother and that much more pleasurable to me, all the way down to my cast, my staff, and everything.
When Jeb called me this year and said, "You want to go to the Beau?" I was like, absolutely. I after COVID and all, I wasn't really sure what our future was here. So it's very exciting to be back here for Christmas. It's such a beautiful resort. The Christmas decorations everywhere, the trees, it's fantastic.
MGM takes very good care of us. They make sure that we have a place to stay and that our rooms are clean and that we have food that we can eat all day, every day when we want to, and that we don't really have to worry about anything besides just making sure that the performance is up to par and what we want it to be.
You get everything you want and you don't have to do house chores, because that's obviously the best part of your child.
When we come into Beau Rivage, everyone's a happy, big family. It's all about building a show together, and that's really special. And this cast this year is so incredible because there's such a kindred spirit. Everyone's got the same goal, the same vision, the same caring, and again, that's how you win a World Series.
When I got here, I was a bit anxious, but as soon as you get here, everyone's here for the same reason. Everyone loves arts. You have so much in common because people do like musicals, they like performing, like dancing. You get to know people's music tastes, you get to know them as people, their boyfriends, their families, their girlfriends, and you end up being a family. We already are a family. We're close-knit, and I love and adore everyone in this cast.
I cannot wait for opening night. It's always exciting watching the audience react to the hard work that we've put into it, and of course to see the audience's responses as well and hear that applause, because all the actors and singers and dancers, they love to hear that applause, and that gives them that extra little oomph to keep going. And like they're getting near the end of the show and they're a little tired because they've given so much the whole first hour of the show. That applause really kicks in that adrenaline.
Guys, to the crew, the best crew in the world, the best client in the world, best cast in the world, happy opening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Woo!
Sitting on my shoulder, I need a little Christmas now.